And welcome back to Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. The starting lineup for Hawaii: Shaquille Stokes, Miles, Joakim Wiseman, and there's Zane Johnson. The head coach is Gib Arnold. Played at Brigham Young University and now here at the University of Hawaii. The starting lineup for Gonzaga looks like this: Kevin Pangos, Marquise Carter, Mike Hart, Rob Sacre, and Elias Harris. Head coach Mark Few. And now we're ready for the tip-off. It'll be Rob Sacre tipping off against Vander Joakim. Of course, Mark Few now in his 13th season, 318 wins and 83 losses. And here we go. Sacre home in Canada and wins the opening tip. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox. We're Don Cherry away from basketball night in Canada. If you're a hockey fan, you know what that means. If you're not a hockey fan, you'll have no idea what that meant. Here's Elias Harris. Wiseman there, ball tipped away, and our first whistle of the game.
You know, right off the bat, you see Gonzaga going to Harris down on the block. Great job of spacing, giving him plenty of room to operate, try to create a mismatch, create a problem.
Foul called on Davis Rositas. That's his first. Actually, that foul was called on Wiseman. Check that. There's a shot off, rebounded by Joakim, and back come Hawaii. Shaquille Stokes, number 4, gentlemen, the New York City Player of the Year a year ago in high school, and has come all the way to Hawaii to play college. There he is with the ball right down the lane, blocked by Harris, and dug out of there by Mike Hart. Hart thought about the three, and now Marquise Carter. Here's Hart, open three, in and out. Back comes Hawaii. Ball knocked away by Carter, and now it goes out of bounds. The officials look at one another and give it to GU. The officials are Don McAllister, Brett Nansel, and Scott Harris.
Right off the bat, I like the energy Gonzaga is bringing on the defensive end. First play of the game, Stokes splits a pick and roll. Defense, Gonzaga's got help side defense there. Second possession there. After the play went out of bounds, the whole Gonzaga bench was up cheering. That's very important in a neutral site game like this.
Here's Sacre's shot from the elbow is off, but Pangos there with the rebound. Hart into the lane. Harris with 8 on the shot clock. Pangos, little runner, hit the side of the glass. And Hawaii basketball.
Having a tough time making buckets right now for GU, but I like the patience offensively. Good ball swings, good patience. You know, Dan, you talked about as being one of the keys to the game. You're coming into a neutral court on the road, not a lot of energy in the building. And it's going to take some time for these guys to get going.
Here's Miles now, and he's bumped by Marquise Carter. That'll be his first, team's first.
One of the ways,
foul, Dan.
Sorry, Greg. One of the ways that you can really create energy for a team is players on the bench be focused on what's going on and give support verbally and emotionally to those guys that are playing.
Well, you said it when GU came up with that steal, Marquise. The bench is up, clapping, encouraging. You've got to create your own energy, kind of that bunker mentality. Coach Few talks about that all the time. You know, hey, we don't need that external stuff. We should be able to get things done on our own.
Johnson being guarded by Marquise Carter, yet to take a shot for Hawaii. There's Joakim hanging in the air. Hart with a rebound. And here's Pangos in the open floor.
You take that shot all day long for GU. Joakim is a nice player that did a good job last year's first year at Hawaii, but that is not his game. Much better on the low block.
Here's Hart. Carter, this is an open three. It's long. Rebounded by Miles up court. This is Stokes around Pangos. Tip back, no good. Stokes again cleans it up. And our first bucket of the game, and now a blocking foul call. And we've got a bench warning called on the University of Hawaii. The assistants have to stay down. So they didn't like the call.
I think it's the right call. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a replay, but when an offensive player catches the ball and looks to move up the floor, you have to allow that player a step to gather himself and make a move. The player can't just turn and find a body there. That's an automatic block call for an official.
You see Moninghoff checking into the game for Mike Hart. Right off the bat, you see Mike Hart's been left open from Hawaii on the defensive end. So Gonzaga brings in Moninghoff, stretch the defense, put in a shooter right there.
And off the bench, he misses his first one. Sacre with a long rebound. Back to Moninghoff. Carter into the lane. Missed it. Got it back, but was standing on the end line.
A nice move from Marquise getting to the rim, but just made that shot much more difficult than he had to. Had the left-handed layup. It may have felt like the defender was going to come over and try to block the shot, but go up strong with that initial look, and if you get fouled, you get 2 free throws. No need to make the shot more difficult on yourself.
Gonzaga basketball.
Marquise has struggled from the field early in the season, and he's also been looking to get to the free throw line at times, and I think maybe on that last possession he was looking for contact. Contact never came, so he was uncomfortable going to finish. Go to the rim, try to finish first, and if you get contact, great. Don't look for contact unless you're in the bonus.
Trevor Wiseman with that foul. That's his second personal foul. 3 team fouls on Hawaii. So Wiseman already with 2 is a big story here early. Moninghoff driving, missed the shot. Moninghoff with the rebound, and now Pangos.
Gonzaga struggling from the field right now, 0 for 7.
Guys seem kind of nervous. They seem hesitant to pull the trigger, and when you hesitate to shoot, you're often going to miss the shot.
Harris.
And there you go. That's a confident move from a guy who's playing awfully well to start this year. If you're going to shoot it with confidence.
Coach Fee will never take you out of the game if you take a shot with confidence.
Hawaii turnover. Deflection by Sacre. Moninghoff. Hawaii did a good job to get back defensively. Pangos, his first attempt. And he picks up tonight in Vancouver where he left off in Spokane against Washington State.
That's something GU hasn't had the last couple seasons, and that's at that point guard spot, a shooter. Hey, your team's struggling to score. Having a point guard that can step up with confidence and knock down a jump shot can really help you, not only for that point guard, but collectively get you guys a little more confidence.
Johnson lost the handle. It's another turnover for Hawaii, their 4th of the game. 15-12 to play first half. Gonzaga with a 3-point lead. Kevin Pangos, 9 3-point makes against the Washington State Cougars. 1 attempt here tonight, but it came in an interesting way. Tell us about it.
Well, most of his threes against Washington State came off catch and shoots. I've yet to see him really come off a pick and roll and create a 3-point opportunity for himself this season. That's the first time I can truly remember it. That is going to be a big shot for not only himself, but from Gonzaga's standpoint. They guard the 3-pointer off the pick and roll. He'll be able to get into the paint off the dribble once he does that.
And Gary Bell Jr. for 3. That one almost went down. Long rebound. He got it back. New clock. We also saw a lot more from Gary Bell Jr. Here's a backdoor play to Pangos. But Bell Jr. played well against Washington State as well, 14 points. And Harris traveled inside.
That was a great initial move there by Harris. Get the defense in the air. He's committed. Jump into him, get that foul contact, put a big in more foul pressure so you can get to the bonus earlier in the half.
Well, if you get Joakim in foul trouble, not a lot of good quality depth for Hawaii up front. He fouled out of 4 games last season, so you know he's foul prone. Like you said, Dan, just go straight, right through his chin and draw the foul.
Here's Johnson, his first look from 3. That's off. Harris had the rebound, lost it. Joakim runs it down for the Warriors. Here's Harris on defense. That shot off by Justin Thomas, number 5. Tough pass there. Bell able to clean it up but missed the shot. And now Johnson with the rebound for Hawaii.
Tough pass in transition over the top from Kevin, trying to find Elias sprinting the floor. And GU lucky to come up with it and just get a shot up at all. Sometimes it's better to hit those singles and doubles. You don't need to pass a home run every time. And that's not a great look.
Pass inside of Joakim. He couldn't handle that pass. And it stays with Hawaii here.
You can tell Stokes is definitely a New York City point guard. Good with the ball, searching for his opportunities to get into the paint. You can tell he definitely likes to score. First game of the year, 14 points, 5 assists. It's a pretty good debut for a college kid. Let's see if he can have 33 in his second game like Kevin Pangos did.
But he's one of those type of players you got to be aware at all times, or else you're going to wear the basketball.
That is true.
Yes.
You could also pound that thing so it's flat by the second half, though. That's a typical trademark of a lot of New York City point guards.
There's Sam Dower into the game for GU, guarding the inbound.
Great pressure defensively on the inbounds pass right there from Dower. Took away potential layup off the inbounds play.
And how about that pass from Stokes to Davis Rosidis? And it's a 5-4 game. Here's Merninghoff from the corner. That shot's off. And now tempo's starting to pick up in this game a bit.
A great read by Merninghoff to find the open space. You get baseline drive, baseline drift. A lot of times defense will lose track of you, just like they did there. Merninghoff got an open shot. He's got to knock that down if he wants to play consistent minutes, especially early in this season.
And now we got a foul on Hawaii, or actually on Gonzaga, I'm sorry. I guess it was on Merninghoff.
That might have been on Dower on a moving screen trying to get Merninghoff open on that out-of-bounds play.
Well, I'm waiting. We don't have the great stat board in here, so we're waiting for it to update, but it must have been on Dower. You're right. And now a foul called on number 5, Justin Thomas of Hawaii. So that should be team foul number 5 on Hawaii.
You can see Hawaii is trying to take away Kevin Pangos. Easy entries, bringing the ball into the front court. Anytime you can take away the point guard of a team and force 2 guards, three wing players to enter into your offense, you're going to be at an advantage defensively.
Dower from the elbow.
I like that shot. Be aggressive. You know, to start the year, Sam hasn't played a whole lot, given how well Elias and Rob have played, but you look at him, only 3 field goals attempted per game on the year. He needs to be getting about 5 or 6 per game, and part of that's just him being more aggressive, searching out opportunities.
There's a travel, no bucket. Johnson Thomas got inside, tried the little scoop shot, but took a step.
Well, you mentioned Sam a second ago. He hasn't been as aggressive as possibly he should be, but he's also got himself in foul trouble, and that's limited his minutes early in the season.
You see right away, look how physical and how much pressure Hawaii tries to put on the perimeter. On every catch, a guy's up into the ball, really trying to eliminate some of those lines of sights on those passes.
Pangos. That was a high arcing shot. 1 of 2 now from behind the arc. Stokes. This is Miles. And now Thomas with Harris there. Puts a shoulder right into Harris. Missed the shot. Tip back is good by Davis Rosidis. His second bucket.
That's just turning, watching the flight of the ball, not searching for your man for the block out. And that's a mistake from Sam Dower.
Harris tries the 3. Dower took it away and earns the trip to the free throw line. Foul called on Justin Thomas. That's his second. Sam Dower keeping it alive. He'll shoot free throws when we come back. Gonzaga up by a point. And welcome back to Rogers Arena. There's Rob Sacre home. He couldn't tell me how many friends and family were going to be in this game or at the game tonight. He said there'll be 6,000 people. They'll all be here for me. As we take a look at some of the career numbers, 3rd on the block shots list at 7 feet, 260 pounds, and
now,
a personality that you can't fit in that little box.
That is true. The other personalities on that box.
Yeah.
Roney's a very similar personality. Casey Calvary is a complete 180 difference. But I think he can catch Roney. I don't think he's going to be able to catch Casey Calvary with the all-time block shots.
I agree. Some records are just not meant to be broken. And had you hit 1 more 3 in a game, you'd still have that record too. Yeah.
You know, I would like to add that it was great shooting performance in 2 halves. I'll let you finish the story.
Dan did hit 9, but we're all in the first half. So one more in the second half, and you'd still be at the top of the hill. There's a loose ball. Pangos after it. That's Garrett Jefferson, number 2, with it. Now Johnson lines up the 3, and his first hit. And Hawaii with a 1-point lead, Rich.
Can't give him any kind of space, and it's unfortunate off a loose ball situation. He finds an open look. So far in this ball game, the first 9 minutes, he's done a nice job of crawling up into him and getting it into his space.
Stokes really hounding Stockton there. Here's Bell for 3. Gonzaga warming up now from behind the arc. They lead it by 2.
A nice play from David. Despite the ball pressure, once he gathered himself, he drove that pressure. That's what you want to do. Too often you see players start playing on their heels, turn their back to the pressure. You get a guy up into you, look to attack him with the dribble.
Stokes just dribbled it right off of his knee. Gonzaga basketball, good call. Stokes doesn't like it, but it was right here in front of us.
Well, I disagree, Greg.
You think
definitely went off of David Stockton's leg. Yeah. Coach Arnold with Hawaii's definitely got something to say to that one, because I saw that right off David's leg.
I saw it go off of Stokes' leg.
Well, maybe you have a 2-foot different viewpoint than I do.
I plead the 5th.
Hawaii basketball. Foul called here on Stockton.
Well, that's one of the things with David and his size. He's going to get guys that climb up into him. Yeah. How you attack that pressure is exactly what Richard just said a minute ago. Attack the pressure. That time, David attacked the pressure, but with his upper body, with the forearm up into the chest. You attack it by getting your shoulders down, getting by a guy, putting dribble pressure on him.
Stokes, jump shot is off. Marquise Carter, the rebound. Up court, Spangler, lay-in.
You can see Brian get more minutes. A solid 5 minutes against WSU, 3 rebounds. I believe 2 of those coming on the offensive glass. Not going to play a ton of minutes this year unless some foul trouble comes along.
Here's Marquise Carter.
Marquise, great in the passing lanes, but he opened himself up there to a problem. Get that steal, you're 2-3 steps ahead of a guy. Get to the bucket quicker. Hawaii had a chance to foul and put foul pressure on, maybe even block the shot if he wouldn't slow down anymore.
Thomas, Spangler on the floor, got it back and converts.
You see right there, David, that ball pressure's on you. Just look to attack with the dribble. I mean, Dan, you know that as well as anybody. And particularly in college, it's any kind of hand check's an automatic foul, and guys naturally want to put their hand on your hip. But if you start moving away from the rim, playing on your heels, guys can get away with that. You start putting some ball pressure on defenders, that's an automatic whistle for the official.
Yeah, and as a point guard, if they're pressuring you and you want to get fouled, this isn't the time and situation to do it, because you're not in the bonus yet. You get in the bonus, it changes a little bit, because then you're shooting free throws.
16 fouls on Hawaii, 1 more GU into the bonus. Zachary lost it. Spangler picked it up, missed it, loose, got it back somehow, and he traveled. No bucket, but what an effort by Spangler.
Great effort by the freshman there. That's going to earn him a lot of minutes throughout this season.
And as he gets more comfortable with the size, the length at the Division I level, he'll start finishing some of those plays. That's part of the adjustment for any player coming in, particularly for a post player. In high school, you're not used to guys by the rim trying to make plays. At this level, you got 2 or 3.
Johnson way off on that shot. Here's Carter with it. Not a good shot by Johnson.
Yeah, but for Hawaii, they live with the fact he's going to have 3 or 4 of those a game, because he might knock down a couple.
Bell got caught in the air on that pass. Johnson transition 3.
And there's the difference right there. The last 2 shots, Zane Johnson. That one, catch and shoot 3. The one before, Gonzaga trailed him on the screen, made him put the ball on the floor before he shot the 3, missed that one. Got to run him off the line, make him put the ball on the floor.
And even if he ends up shooting a shot behind the 3-point line after a dribble or 2, that's still not his game. He's not nearly as effective. You're exactly right, Dan. Get into his space and make him put the ball on the floor.
Bell missed it. Zachary the rebound and a chance for 3. Zachary's first bucket of this game. He's got 5 rebounds.
The best thing Rob did right there was got the offensive rebound and he kept it high. He's at times struggles when he gets offensive rebounds and he doesn't finish because he'll bring the ball down to where the guards can get a hand on it, or he'll go up slowly. That time he kept it high, went right back up, and he was able to finish as well as get the foul.
And that's 8 offensive rebounds for GU here early, midway through the first half. That's the kind of pressure you put on the offensive glass. So second chance opportunities. And even if you don't come up with a bucket off of every offensive rebound, there's a ton of foul pressure you're putting on those frontline players for whoever you're playing against. And we've seen that now in the first 2 games of the year. GU's done an excellent job of putting foul pressure, getting bigs in foul trouble for the opposing team.
Gary Bell Jr. out of the game, replaced by Kevin Pangos. So a freshman for a freshman. That was Wiseman taking it the distance, and now another travel inside. Joaquim with the rebound, but then shuffled the feet. We've got a timeout. 7:57 to play first half. We've got a 4-point game, despite Gonzaga shooting 7 of 22, 32%. We'll be right back. Gonzaga up by 4 on Hawaii at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia. Gonzaga shooting 7 of 22, not the great offensive fluidness that we generally get out of a Gonzaga team, Richard, but it's early, right? And it's a young team. I mean, we're going to see a lot of this.
It's the first time this team has been in a neutral court. You know, particularly like an NBA-style arena. There's a depth issue for shooters. You see it right now. GU shooting about 22% from the three-point line. Really, really struggling. But near the rim, a little bit better, 5 of 13. I think if you're GU, overemphasize that here in the first half. Keep getting the ball near the basket.
Interesting, Dan. They put Zane Johnson on Stockton.
Well, I think they're probably looking at considering David a non-shooter as he knocks one down.
But then he hits the 3 over Johnson.
Which is exactly what David has to do. He has yet to score going into tonight's game. If he can do that, keep defenses honest against him as well, that's going to be a great thing for Gonzaga throughout the year.
Joaquim on Sacre. Can't move him, can he? No. Has to fall away and missed everything. Wiseman with the rebound, but was standing on the end line. Gonzaga basketball.
That was great defense by Rob, standing the big up as he's trying to back him down. But at the same time, a guard, you can dig in there, create a little bit more havoc, and continue to get back to your own when the ball's kicked out.
Yeah, but you know, I look at it like, if you're GU, you can live with Rob trying to guard Joaquim one-on-one, and that's the benefit of Rob is, you know, he's a good shot blocker, you know, not an elite shot blocker, but you never have to double when he's guarding a guy one-on-one in the post.
But with 5 dribbles, the foul pressure that you put on Rob Sacre is in Hawaii's advantage, not Gonzaga's.
I will agree to disagree.
We got a foul called there on Pangos. So Pangos picks up his first personal foul. That's 4 on GU. Pangos home in Canada too. It's interesting. This is where the Vancouver Canucks play here. Kevin grew up playing a little bit of hockey. He looks like a hockey player. He doesn't look like a basketball player. You look at him and say, that's a hockey guy. Free throw line.
What does a hockey player look like?
Well, kind of that.
Tougher than a basketball player.
Yeah, that 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot kind of guy, kind of thick, you know.
Okay. I don't think I would pass for a hockey player, though.
No. You're far too pretty.
Tell you what, Richard would be a heck of a goalie. Just throw him right there in front of goal.
Tell you what.
Very few hockey pucks are getting by him.
It's because I'm quick and I'm, you know, not because of my size. Right?
Yeah, sure. Rositas hits the first end as you see Johnson talking things over with Gib Arnold, the head coach. And Manas Merninghoff checking back into the game for GU, number 22.
It's a nice luxury for Hawaii. Joaquim comes out of the game. You can bring in a 7-footer. And Rositas not as talented, but anytime you can bring that kind of size off your bench, you like that as a coach.
Spoken from a true footer.
Hey, can't teach height.
Stockton, open his Sacre. Can he finish?
Can't teach
He hesitated.
Height, but you cannot teach court vision like that. Great pass from David Stockton.
I agree. We missed it earlier, but Ryan ended up missing an easy shot off an offensive rebound when Rob missed his initial look. But David has got that ability, can really distribute the ball.
Well, we got a technical foul called here, Richard, on Gib Arnold. He's been barking at the officials already and got the technical foul. We're 6:25 into the first half. So we've got drama brewing already in Vancouver. Team down by 6, and they're going to put Zachary at the line to shoot the technical fouls.
I'm going to limit say there's no other country or team in the country that lets their 7-footers shoot the technical foul.
Maybe ever.
Wow.
I would have to agree with you. We don't agree much, but that time I will agree.
Every once in a while it happens.
Well, with what he did against Washington State, what he's done over his career, he's one of the best in the history of this program, guard or otherwise. And there's Rob's mom right there.
Great lady.
Yes, she is.
I mean, she's been around the program.
And she knows she's 5 years. I think, huh?
She's a little nervous now. But he comes from great stock. His father has been up a couple times. I've had a chance to talk to him. Great guy. He's got great stories about playing in the NFL. And, you know, Rob's close to both his parents. It's a unique relationship he has with them. And I think being able to come up here and play at home is something that, you know, I was fortunate enough to have being at University of Colorado, being so close to home. But most kids, and Dan, you can speak to this, until you got to GU, were able to go to Portland and play in the WCC, don't get that opportunity. A lot of kids don't get that opportunity, and that's too bad. It's a great experience.
No, a lot of good programs try to give a game for some of their older seniors before they're able to graduate if they're not from that area. So I definitely think it's a great thing that Gonzaga was able to get this game scheduled here in Vancouver and give Rob a homecoming, so to speak.
Well, keep recruiting Canadian kids. You might have to do this more often.
Well, you know, I'm sure that was part of the plan to continue to give Gonzaga a presence up here, because there is good basketball played in Canada. It's just not as well known as other parts of America.
Zachary now with 5 consecutive free throws to open this game, and that lead now is at 10, 25-15. When you say he's from good stock, his mom played basketball at LSU, his dad played football, and then went on to the NFL. So genetically, he is from great stock, and there's a three-point shot from the corner by Hans Brereton out of Tennessee, 6'6", 210 junior. 7-point game. Stockton in the corner. Into the middle, lost the handle, stripped away, and a foul called here.
Late whistle, but that's the right call. It looked like he got hit in the forearm as he was looking to make that pass. And we talked about it earlier. We talked about it several times. Hawaii, known for their defensive effort, ended up last year top 10 in the country, holding teams about 39% from the field. They really try to get up into you, limit your space. Don't allow you guys to get comfortable on that perimeter. And GU tonight's done, for the most part, an excellent job of driving that pressure, breaking down the defense, and forcing that defense to have to shift, help. And as a result, they've gotten some nice dump downs inside and been able to kick it out to some shooters.
That foul called on Brereton, his first, team's 9th. Stockton 1 of 2 from the line. 8-point game. And Gonzaga on a 9-1 run. Most of those points coming from the free throw line. There's Werninghoff right into Johnson, doing a good job guarding Johnson tonight. That shot way off by DeVries. He's a big body, Richard.
Yeah, not going to give you much offensively, but with that size, he can do some things on the glass and defensively. Has a nice high-low look inside. We've seen that a bunch already this year. Nice feed and a nice finish from Elias.
Harris now with 6 points.
You notice Werninghoff is doing a great job trailing Zane Johnson on all these screens now, not giving him any open looks.
That shot off by Johnson.
Once again, run him off that shot, make him put the ball on the floor, create a tougher shot.
There's Carter. That was a tough pass for Rositas. Lob up court. Harris.
Way to run the floor by Harris. Great job running the floor. David Stockton, great job finding him.
Second assist for David. Just has that vision. It's so nice. Your backup point guard comes in and provides a lot of the same attributes. A kid who can handle the ball, is, you know, a pest defensively, but more than anything, both Kevin and David can really feed the basketball. And that's a luxury this program really hasn't had the last couple of years. As talented as Dimitri Goodson was in a lot of other areas, passing the ball and shooting the basketball really weren't it. And you see the pass over the top. Nice patience from Elias. Lets the first defender fly by and goes up strong.
Well, their skill set fits Coach Few's eye much better than Dimitri Goodson did. Dimitri was a good player On the defensive end, offensively, he had his limitations as far as shooting the ball. Did an okay job taking care of it. But Kevin Pangos especially really fits Coach Few's eye as far as having a point guard who can shoot it, create for himself, create for others, make smart decisions, and lead the team. And David, as your backup, has a great feel for the game, is becoming a better shooter. He'll be a good shooter over time.
Gonzaga on a 13-1 run. They've been to the free throw line 9 times now. Hawaii's been there twice.
That foul pressure that Gonzaga's bigs really puts you in. They're in the bonus already. Next foul will actually be the double bonus.
Thomas wanted the ball inside. Johnson got it to him. Stokes jump shot, good.
That's still good defense from David. Challenged the shot. You know, good defense, better offense. You can live with that as a coaching staff. David was right there.
I agree. Great defense. Making a shot fake, one dribble pull up right in front of the defense. If you're Gonzaga, you want to take your chances with him making that all night long, because I don't think he's going to.
There's Harris. Free throw line move, spins to the middle, has it knocked away, picks it up, missed it, got it back. And he's blocked from behind by Joaquim. And now Stokes with it. Around Carter, left-hand finish.
That's where you're going to see Stokes at his best, particularly as he starts his career. Is going to be in transition for any point guard, whether it be Pangos or Stokes. You know, getting used to that half court, running a team in the half court takes a while, but for a guy like Stokes going in transition, that's right up his wheelhouse.
Boy, they're really deflecting shots inside. Harris able to stay with it. He'll shoot free throws when we come back. Gonzaga leading Hawaii by 8 points as we take a look at the freshman, Shaquille Stokes. Nice left-hand finish, 3:28 to play first half.
I know a guy. I can get you tickets there.
Harris at the line, 6 points, misses the first end.
Well, he struggled a bit. 3 of 8 from the field. Misses his first free throw. But I like the fact he's being aggressive. The first 2 games of the year, 12 shots per game. He's looking to be a scorer on the offensive end. This team needs him to do that. And you know, even if you open up a game like today, struggling from the field, you have to continue to search out scoring opportunities.
Stokes is from the 3. And Zachary runs down that long rebound.
Stokes is looking to be aggressive now. He's gotten in the paint a couple times, finished in transition the last play. There, shot the 3-pointer off a split after the ball was entered in the post, and he's getting into David defensively.
Harris missing that shot, got the rebound back, and then had it taken away. And Stokes called for the offensive foul.
And that's why David Stockton is going to play big minutes throughout this season. He does what needs to be done in the right situation. He knew it was a one-on-one situation. Ball handlers coming at him full speed, step in front, try to take a charge, make the ref make a decision. That time it worked, got the charge call.
Wow, that was a tough call for Hawaii. Do you think he took it? Was he there?
Well, he sold it.
Yeah, he did
sold it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time those 50-50 plays, if you sell it, you're going to get the call.
Bell, that's a 3. He's got a couple in this game. He's got 6 points. Gonzaga's lead back to 11.
Well, what a difference a game makes. Versus Eastern Washington, his first action at the Division I level, 5 turnovers. Just 4 nights later, in extended minutes against WSU, only has 1 turnover, so you can see he's starting to settle down.
Miles to Joaquim. The big flush, 9-point game. And a 3-second violation call. Zachary was camped out.
That's the correct call. Sam Dower catches it on the reversal. Right when you catch it, you know if that high-low is there. He kind of gave it a couple pump fakes, looking to throw it in there, never threw it in there. Rob's still sealing, doing his job. If it's there, throw it in. If not, swing it on and get into something else. Sam's got to make quicker decision with the ball there.
Stockton guarding Stokes. Tipped away right into Coach Few.
David giving Stokes a little bit of his own medicine. He's been active, getting up into Stokes, trying to make him uncomfortable, and he's forced some tough jump shots, and right there nearly comes up with the turnover.
David can be a pest in different ways defensively. Being active, being in the right spots.
Joaquim's jump shot is long. Rebounded Carter. Hawaii does do a good job getting back.
Yeah, they're committed to that end of the floor.
Stockton, Dower, mid-range jumper off. Zachary tips it around. It's off of Hawaii, Gonzaga basketball.
That's a good shot for Sam, and again, it sounds like a broken record, but David just with one strong dribble to that baseline, that big leaves Sam to go help, look to get the shot block, and David with good awareness kicks it out to Sam, and Sam can knock down that 15-foot jump shot.
Dower inside now, left hand, no good.
Didn't go in, but I
I
love that aggressiveness. Right shoulder jump hook with the left hand.
Stokes setting up the play. Rosittis setting the screen. Back to Rosittis. Oh, he just shuffled both of his feet. Inside, missed another one. Joaquin tipped it out and runs it down. New shot clock. Taken away by Carter and Bell. And now a whistle. Bell stepped on the sideline. It'll be Hawaii basketball.
Just active hands. Excellent anticipation from both Bell and Carter. When you look at Carter in particular, he's been impressive because he's struggled offensively, really struggling to make jump shots, but he's doing other things while he's out there on the floor. 3 steals per game over the first couple. Already tonight, I believe, he's got 2. So defensively, he's having an impact. He's also doing a nice job on the glass.
Bell guarding Johnson. Under a minute to go first half. Stokes into the paint. Missed it. Sacre with the rebound.
Great defense there by David. Keep it in front. Make him shoot over the top.
Dower, left hand. That one's off. Sacre grabbed the ball but was standing on the end line. Hawaii basketball. This has not been a pretty basketball game. Let's just say that. Nearly 20 turnovers between these two teams. Gonzaga shooting 33%, Hawaii 37%.
Well, it's still early in the year. Teams are getting their jitters out. You look, Gonzaga's 3rd game, first road game in a neutral site, which also makes it tough to play in. Hawaii, 2nd game of the year. You're going to expect a few more of these before offensive fluidity kicks in. Defensive rotations are there every single time.
Now let's see if Hawaii plays for one.
Well, Gonzaga has 1 foul to give here. Let's see if they know it and take advantage of that in this situation.
Miles going to work on Bell. Out to Stokes, who looks at that clock and then backs out.
You'd like to see him foul with about 6-7 on the clock when they're not in a shooting motion.
Right. Stokes on Stockton. Step back 3. Oh! That's a big shot.
It's a very big shot.
And that gives Hawaii some momentum to the locker room. It was an 11-point lead just moments ago. It's trimmed to 6.
Well, what the foul to give does for you right there is stops the clock. Hawaii now has to take the ball out of bounds. You are playing defense with a set defense. You probably in your scouting report have an idea of what they are going to try to run and as well as who they're trying to key on, whether it's going to be Zane Johnson coming off a pin down or Stokes. So that was a mental mistake at the end of the first half, in my opinion, for Gonzaga.
Stokes leading the Warriors with 9 points. For Gonzaga, it's Rob Sacre with 7 points and 7 rebounds. He's 5 of 5 from the free throw line. It's a 6-point game in the homecoming for Sacre, for Pangos, and Olynyk. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Tonight's halftime stats brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Can't make the game? Watch it with us. All televised Gonzaga games are at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Great prizes, drink specials, and $4,000 in GU ticket package giveaways. Only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. And there you go. There's your numbers, guys. Both teams shooting in the 30s. Hawaii's staying in there with 3-point shots, and both teams are turning it over.
I think one of the things that stands out already, again, is Rob Sacre has taken more free throws than Hawaii has tonight. And if you look at season totals, he's taken more free throws than Gonzaga's opponents through 2.5 games now this year. That's unheard of.
Yeah. No, the guy's a one-man wrecking crew. I mean, against Washington, or against Eastern, he basically fouled out 5 guys and finished the game with 1 person. How do you do that?
Well, he's physically at a different level than you're going to find in college. I mean, there's only less than a handful of guys at the college level that can play with him physically. You know, there are plenty of guys who can play and that are talented, but he's just so big and strong that he constantly puts foul pressure on guys, even when he isn't anywhere near the basketball.
And I know nothing about what it takes to play in the NBA, but when you look at those sorts of numbers and that kind of physicality, there's got to be a place somewhere up there for him. Somebody wants somebody who can move people around.
Well, he's going to
jump hook good.
At the very least, he's going to get a very long look, being 7 foot 260, understands how to play the game from a great program, and knows how to play. So at the very least, he's going to get a long look. Hopefully he gets a fair shot somewhere.
There's a great move. Marquise Carter, a little stutter step inside, and the finish.
You'd like to see him get going. He has struggled putting that ball in the basket. Good first half, though, with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. But they need a little more offense from Marquise, given the fact he plays extended minutes.
And the offensive foul called on Joaquim, and you guessed it, Rob Sacre there to take the brunt of it. Joaquim picks up personal foul number 2.
Joaquim likes to just continue to back down, and you mentioned in the first half, David sold that charge against Stokes. You see it again there, Rob. Not a whole lot of contact. Rob's a little bit bigger
sold
than
that one for sure.
I'm not sure he felt the bump. But that's a heads-up play. That's a turnover. Change of possession. Gives your ball club an extra opportunity on the offensive end.
Rob Hollywood Sacre. There's Pangos. Little runner, left it short. Tipped around by Harris. Out to Bell. Bell starting the second half in place of Mike Hart. Skip pass. Carter turns down the 3. Drives. And a chance for 3. Hello, Marquise Carter.
Wow. Tough finish. But that's all created from Kevin Pangos. As we take a look at the highlight, Kevin had driven. Marquise made himself available. 1 dribble move. And in the first half, Marquise was looking to avoid some of that contact. Made his life a little more difficult right there. Just went right up. Took the initial look he had and drew the contact and ended up being able to finish through that contact. A much better start to this half offensively for Marquise than really he's seen the first 2.5 games of the year.
Well, it helps when the ball goes in the basket. So let's see if an easy shot like that, a layup and a foul, gets him going.
Joaquim picking up that personal, his 3rd, and he stays on the floor for Hawaii. Carter now with 7 points. And we've got a 9-point game. It's Bobby Miles. Joaquim. Jump shot is good. 7-point game.
You don't want to see him get going. He's really the only inside scorer they have. A tough time in the first half, but to start the second half here, he's going to get himself going. 4 quick points.
Carter Sacre. Back to Carter. Double dribble called down there.
You know, I like the action after they throw the ball into Rob on the block there. Marquise Carter split screen for Gary Bell and then dove to the basket. Great cut, make the defense move, but I don't know if that's the right pass in that situation. Giving it to a guard in a closed, confined space with a lot of defenders there.
That paint's congested. I mean, what's Marquise going to do with that? He's not a guy who finishes at the rim. You know, ball fake, get yourself in isolation if you're Rob. Rob can go to work one-on-one on a low block.
And now another travel. We've seen this called quite a few times tonight. Trevor Wiseman called that time.
Maybe it's something about being abroad.
We see that early in the season, but it'll go away. You wait.
In Europe, they call it traveling all the time. In Canada, they're calling that a travel. You weren't getting those calls at home.
If you got to use your passport, that's a travel. Sacre jump shot is off. Harris able to tip it out of there.
I'd like to see Gary Bell shoot that 3 right there off the offensive glass.
Pangos. Carter again driving. That ball was tipped. Never got to the rim. There's Stokes with 9 points in that first half. Missed the lay-in. Rebounded Rositas.
That's one you can burn right there. Go ahead and foul him. Put him at the free throw line. Make Rositas earn his 2 points.
Bell, quick 3 is off. Sacre with a rebound. Back out to Carter. New clock.
Especially with no fouls there. Sacre has 0 fouls. Alias doesn't have a foul. Put him on the line. Make him earn those 2.
Pangos. High off the glass. Wiseman the rebound. And now Hawaii with numbers. Johnson faked the 3. Drive ahead. Stripped by Pangos. Johnson got to the free throw line. Jump shot is long. Hawaii basketball off. Nope. Gonzaga basketball off of Wiseman.
You make Zane Johnson put the ball on the floor, he's not the same shooter as he is on a catch and shoot. Great job there.
Well, if you look at the defensive effort on Johnson, we talked about it at the Open. It's a kid who shot 13 threes against Cal State Northridge, a pretty quick ball club. But tonight in the first half, played all 20 minutes, only 5 attempts. Now he's 2 of 4 from 3, but really hasn't been able to get a rhythm, get any kind of any significant volume of shots up, and that's largely due to the initial defense, and guys have done an excellent job of helping off their man when he has good looks.
Sam Dower aggressive inside, and he traveled. The officials are seeing something that nobody else is.
I'm not sure about that. Looked like he pivoted off of the ball fake inside, and Sam not happy with the call. But it's going both ways right now. Turnover happy. Both ball clubs have just continued to turn it over. And as a player, you need to adjust to what it is the officials are focusing on. And right now, neither ball club has done that.
There's an unforced turnover. Turnover number 14 for Hawaii. 5-point game in Vancouver, 15:59 to play. Fans stop by Papa Murphy's on Gonzaga game days with a slam dunk deal. Get a large 3-topping pizza for only $9. Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Handmade in our kitchen, home baked in your oven. Shaquille Stokes for Hawaii. Big first half, 9 points. Hawaii's just trailing Gonzaga by just 5 points, gentlemen.
Well, Gonzaga has taken away the primary scorer for Hawaii and Zane Johnson, and Shaquille Stokes coming out of New York City. It's going to take him a little bit of time from being the player of the year in high school last year to a freshman that can contribute. But he's had a great first half. He's been aggressive. He's hit big shots. Gonzaga has to really try to limit him in the second half from doing what he did in the first half.
What you don't see on those highlights is his ability to break down your defense. He gets by guys consistently with that quickness, and as a result, you got to help up defensively, and that opens up other opportunities for the guys.
He's put foul pressure on Gonzaga, and Gonzaga's done a good job of not fouling him and putting him to the line.
Pangos, Lee for Dower. Boy, there's some basketball IQ in that play.
I really like that play for both of those guys. That's one of the first times I've really seen Sam set a great pick and roll, pick in space, get to an open area. Kevin made that big commit to him defensively, delivered a great pass through the slot.
Johnson to Wiseman, and a chance for 3. Sam Dower picks up the personal foul. That's his second, team's first this half. Trevor Wiseman, 19 points, 16 rebounds in their opening game against Cal State Northridge. And in this game, he's taken 1 shot. He's got 1 rebound.
Well, only played 7 minutes in the first half, largely due to the fact that he got 2 quick personal fouls. But he's a versatile player. He'll take a defensive rebound and look to push it up the floor himself. He's a guy that we were interested in seeing how he'd match up with Elias, but due to that foul trouble, we really didn't get a chance to see. Maybe here in the second half, we'll see how those two guys go at it.
Well, he's listed at 6'7". Standing next to Elias, he's nowhere near 6'7". There's Pangos.
And that's what that, the previous possession, that ball screen with Sam, the same 2 guys. Kevin was able to draw the defense, kick it out to Sam. On that possession, both guys went with Sam. That leaves Kevin open. That's why that pick and roll is such an effective weapon on the offensive end. And when you have a guy like Kevin who can make plays, make decisions early on in his career, something you don't see very often, that's a real advantage.
Look at Bell hounding Johnson.
Read the situation. Kevin did it perfectly both possessions.
And look at that play by Pangos. The block, the save, but unable to get it to a teammate.
Great closeout right there by Harris. Closed out, hands high, did not let him get by him on the dribble either.
Hawaii a bit out of sorts now on offense. There's Miles driving, stops at the free throw line, in and out. Wiseman crashing the board, blocked by Harris.
That's what he does. It's a tough matchup for a big. Guarding a guy out there on the wing, when a shot goes up, you're used to having a guy, relatively close to where you're at. You turn and find him. But when a guy's flying in from that 3-point line, it can be difficult to block out.
Gary Bell doing a great job on Johnson. Lost him there. As I say it, he lost him.
And that's where he's expanded his game. Last year's strictly a catch-and-shoot guy, and now he's got a little more handle. It's not his strength. Dan's talked about that a couple times there in the first half, but he's still much more effective doing that this season than he was last year.
It was a great bucket, but it was good defense.
Yeah.
great offense always beats great defense.
Harris missing the jump hook. It'll be Hawaii basketball. The Warriors on a 6-0 run. They trail by 3.
Just hanging around. And this is a ball club. They have good depth, about 8 deep. And the 2-footers essentially inside, and good quickness with Stokes at the point guard spot. And they're sticking around.
There's a turnover. Pangos up the floor. Carter as Bell fell hard. Knocked down Carter. Both players slow to get up. Carter limping a bit.
It's been interesting in the second half. Gonzaga's gone with 3 small guards pretty much the whole way out with Carter, Pangos, and Bell. I think kind of foreshadowing a lot of what Coach Few may do this year. Yes, your strength is in the front line with Harris and Sacre, but you've got guards that can contribute.
You see that replay.
Yeah.
That looks like a nasty fall for Carter. Glad to see he's up and about now.
Came down very awkwardly on that left knee. Dower posting up. Pangos got the baseline. Out to Bell. 3-ball. Good. Gary Bell Jr.
And just the vision. Kevin drives on that right side of the floor.
And Stokes right back at the other end. 3-point game.
There we go. 2 different point guards right there. Kevin,
what you can do, I can do better.
Kevin creating something for a teammate. Shaquille Stokes creating for himself.
And we're back to that last possession. You see another ball screen here. Just Kevin's ability to see the entire floor is able to pass the guys that most other players aren't looking for.
12 on the shot clock as Bell Jr. works to the baseline. Dower working on Wiseman. Falling away, missed the shot. Rebounded Joaquin. Dowers almost 7 feet. Wiseman 6'7". He didn't need to fall away, did he?
Yeah, not a great look. He's forcing things a bit, trying to get himself going. Be aggressive, but make sure you're smart with that. That right there, that's just not a good look from Sam. Fading away over his right shoulder.
Foul called on Carter, his second, team second this half.
One of the things with Sam is he's got a load of potential. I don't think physically he's where he needs to be to reach that potential just yet. But at the same time, he's a sophomore. He's going to continue to get stronger, work on his balance, work on his skill level. So the sky is the limit for Sam.
Stokes somehow got through that.
It's that New York City craftiness from the point guard position. Split that pick and roll, get into the paint, create some problems.
Foul called on David Stockton. That's his second, team's third. And this puts Shaquille Stokes at the free throw line. The freshman out of Harlem, New York, 5'10", 175.
It's interesting to see how the New York City Player of the Year made it all the way out to University of Hawaii. You would think a player like that going to have some Big East schools after him, and maybe he did. Maybe he just wanted to completely get away from the bright lights of New York and get to the beach.
We've all been to Hawaii. I'm assuming you guys have. That sun and sand.
It's hard to say no once you're there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure for Hawaii, just getting a kid on the island is a big deal, because once you get around that weather and that climate, it's hard to go away from that.
It is. You've got to have a special staff to be able to recruit kids
What a
to
shot
Hawaii
by Bell.
And you've got to find the right kids that want to go to Hawaii, because I think most 18, 19-year-old kids get to the beach, they're going to stay at the beach. They're not going to be in the gym.
Bell Jr. now leading Gonzaga in scoring as Stokes throws it away. Bell with 12 points, 4 of 8 shooting, 4 of 6 from behind 3. And he hits one here. Gonzaga leading it by 4. 11:38 to play. I enjoy a good Subway sandwich. Oh, man.
Do you have one that you prefer over another? Or?
You know, I'm a big meatball sandwich guy. I love their meatball sub. That is some good eating there.
Do you get Subway for free now that you're pubbing them a little bit, Greg?
Boy, I hope so.
Are there perks of the job besides just the courtside seat?
I haven't seen any yet in like 11 years, but hopefully they're coming still. Sacre with the left hand, ladies and gentlemen.
And he can do that. We haven't seen him much this year. He's been fouled so much. You know, I think if he can be, on his catches, he gets doubled so much, try to pass off that double team, and then just a one dribble move, go to work, and you saw right there.
Timeout Hawaii. Gib Arnold not liking what he was seeing from his team. Time now to announce our Subway sub of the game. Hey, Subway fans, make sure to visit your local Subway restaurant today to try one of our Subway melts like the Big Philly or the Steak and Bacon melt. Only at Subway, proud sponsors of the Zags. Tonight's sub is Mr. Gary Bell Jr. 4 of 8 shooting, 4 of 6 from behind the line, 12 points. He's leading Gonzaga in scoring. He's a freshman.
Starting to get comfortable out there.
Yes, isn't he?
He's looking much, much better than he did first game of the season against Eastern Washington. You see the potential that he has and why the Gonzaga staff is so excited about him.
Ball knocked away. Pangos and Wiseman were after it.
David got a hand on that basketball, able to strip it from behind. Wiseman had no idea he was there. Heads up play, but
and Wiseman just picked up his 4th personal foul with him. I'm sorry, his 3rd personal foul.
Again, David Stockton being a pest defensively.
Yeah.
Not the most physically intimidating player by any stretch, but he gets his hands on a lot of balls, creates havoc.
and I don't think the fact he didn't touch the floor very much against them is indicative of the minutes he's going to get this year. You got a guy in Pangos who's making 9 threes. You're probably not going to play all that much, but he's going to have a role all year.
Completely agree. David is going to be a big part of this team this year and how much success they have.
That shot off by Bell. And here's Joaquim trying to move Zachary again. Rob just sticking that chest out. And Joaquim ends up falling away with one hand. Dower with the rebound.
That was a great job taking the scouting report, knowing that he wants to go over his left shoulder.
And how about that steal? Zachary was literally under the basket when he set up Care.
Great job running the floor by the big fella. Richard Fox, could you do that in your day?
Every 10th or 11th trip down the floor, I could give you that. But
well, that was
consistently,
textbook.
no.
Great job running the floor, stealing your man right under the basket. Guard delivered it. Great job.
I was a trailing guy. I trailed the play. I never getting out ahead.
It's a double trail when you're in the game.
Bell limping. And we got a foul called on Wiseman. So he picks up his 4th personal foul. He's got to come out of the game now. And he'll be replaced by Justin Thomas.
He got called for the move and screen away from the ball. He just hasn't been able to get things going. We talked about it. His effort against Cal State Northridge, I believe 19 points and 16 rebounds. Just unable to get anything going tonight due to those fouls. Only 3 points and only taking 3 shots tonight with 5 rebounds.
This is an important stretch of the game, too, for Gonzaga. They've got it up to 8. They're starting to get them in foul trouble. Let's see if they can push this lead out a little bit more.
Yeah, Wiseman has 4 personal fouls. As a team now, they have 5 this half. That shot off. Johnson with the rebound. And here's Stokes driving right to the rim and a chance for 3. Foul called on Pangos.
And you see how much more effective Stokes is in transition. He's had a fine game in the half court as well, but that's about the 3rd time we've seen him in transition. As we take a look at the highlight, just blows right by David, and Kevin too late coming over. You get that kid in the open floor, he is a handful. Can stop, knock down a quick jump shot, or get himself all the way to the rim.
It's a great move, great finish, great body control at the rim.
Stokes now with 17 points. He leads all scorers. 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 3 from the line. And we've got a 5-point game with 9:21 to play. Gonzaga ranked, Hawaii not, and the Warriors just hanging around in this game. Stockton with the edge. Left hand, good.
Looked a little bit like John out there.
Stokes, quick 3. That one's well short. And now Pangos to Carter. Can he finish? He's fouled, and a chance for 3.
Much better job in transition that time from Marquise Carter as compared to his opportunity in the first half where he kind of slowed up. That time he aggressively attacked the basket, knew the foul was coming, went up, finished it. Great job.
And if you're Hawaii, Stokes comes out of the ball game, you got to sit him down and say, hey, we're in this game. That is not a good look for us with 27 seconds left on the shot clock, shooting a contested fall-away 3. That's as good as a turnover if you miss that off those long rebounds. G was able to get out on the break. Just not good clock management, and you see that a freshman making a freshman mistake.
Carter into double figures now. Nice finish. And number 5, Justin Thomas.
Heck of a split on the pick and roll there from Bobby Miles.
Stockton working on Miles. Harris getting ready to check back in for GU. Pangos has the ball knocked away by Garrett Jefferson. Possession stays with GU. 21 on the shot clock. Harris in, Dower out. Carter to inbound. Here's Pangos. Splits the defenders. Harris was wide open in there in the middle. We haven't seen him throw it to the rim to him yet. Carter wide open backside. Missed it. Ball out of bounds, Hawaii basketball.
Marquise continues to struggle from the three-point line this season, but
he'll get it going.
Yeah, he will. But I like that offensive set. He swung the ball 3 times, forced that Hawaii defense to shift. He ended up getting a great look on the far side. He'll take that every possession.
5-second call there. And tonight's play of the game brought to you by Supercuts. Get in, get confident. Visit one of 15 local Supercuts salons today. Supercuts, proud partner of the Zags. Marquise Carter. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Here's your answer to tonight's Arby's trivia question. Monday versus Washington State, Rob Zachary and Elias Harris became the first Zag duo to record a double-double in the same game since what other Zag duo? It was Elias Harris and Stephen Gray. Both had double-doubles, points and rebounds versus St. Mary's on January 4th of 2010. Try Arby's new Ultimate Angus Philly today. Angus beef the way it was meant to be, slow roasted, freshly sliced, and topped with classic Philly ingredients. Arby's, it's good mood food. Pangos. Carter cutting to the middle. And we've got a foul called here on Johnson. This is his second.
It's interesting, before that last timeout, Hawaii checked Garrett Jefferson into the game to guard Kevin Pangos. He's kind of looked at as their defensive stopper. About 6'3", long arms, athletic. Let's see if he tries to get out and really pressure Kevin and get him out of his comfort zone.
And that's something Hawaii needs to reapply here in the second half. First half, excellent ball pressure. Pressure out there on the perimeter has not been there consistently here in the second half. And as a result, G's taking advantage.
That was 18 fouls on Hawaii. Gonzaga's into the bonus, and that was a clear charge. Bobby Miles.
That is a great play to see from Elias Harris. That's something that you would not have seen from him the last 2 years. This year, talking to the coaching staff, he's made it more of a commitment. He's not there yet, but he's made more of a commitment to the defensive end, and plays like that show it.
Zachary out near the three-point line. There's Carter. And now a whistle away from the ball. And we got a 1-and-1 free throw coming. Foul called on Garrett Jefferson. Jefferson picks up, I believe, his third personal foul.
There should be double bonus.
This is where Gonzaga's size with the front line, wearing teams down, getting them into foul pressure situations early, pays off down the road. 7.5 minutes in the game, Gonzaga's in the double bonus, and it wasn't a big guy committing a foul. It was a guard away from the ball.
It was double bonus. They just updated the stat machine that I'm looking at here. It was 18 a minute ago. So that was the 10th team foul. Nice job, Richard Fox.
I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you.
Have you seen the size of that head? It's full of brain, ladies and gentlemen, full of brain.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg.
Well, I'd be proud of it, Richard. I would be very proud of it. Here's Johnson. That's a deep three.
Again, you let him get his feet set. Don't run him off the line with the dribble. He's going to create shots and make shots.
Ball kicked by Miles. Possession stays with GU with 30 seconds on the shot clock, and Gary Bell Jr. checking in for Marquise Carter.
The frustrating thing with that last shot there by Zane Johnson is Gonzaga's at the point where you put together 2 or 3 stops in a row, get 1 or 2 buckets in that stretch, you got a double-figure ball game, and you're looking to close the game out early. They have not been able to do it yet.
Zachary fighting his way in. And a chance for three.
And you talked about it. Possessions go, Dan. Foul pressure on the year through this at this point in the game. 82 fouls called against GU's opponents. Only 39 for Gonzaga. You know, part of that's playing at home, but the reality is GU's done a nice job all year of playing defense without fouling, which is awfully tough for a lot of teams to do, particularly against teams like Gonzaga that are so physical. And on the flip side, GU's done an excellent job of continually putting foul pressure on their opponents.
What is that, the first miss in 19 free throw attempts for Rob?
Somebody get that guy in the gym.
5 of 6. Work on it, would you, Rob? There's Johnson driving, little hanger, and Harris clears it. Bangos. Bell. Boy, did he go up to get that pass. Stockton, reverse. May have been deflected. Miles with his head up. There's Johnson over Stockton. That was short.
Again, make him put that ball on the floor, and he's not as efficient of a shooter.
Here's Bell, wide open, 3-ball. Dead on, but long.
GU getting good looks, though. And the field goal percentage starting to improve here in the second half. Just methodical offensively, swinging the ball and finding quality looks, breaking down this Hawaii defense.
Joaquin squares and shoots over Sacre. That was short. And Stockton lost the ball out of bounds.
If you're Gonzaga, you love that offensive possession for Hawaii. I don't think that's something that Coach Arnold drew up out of the last timeout, saying we want to go to Vander Joachim a step off the block.
ISO, jab, jump shot. No, I don't think they've worked on that much in practice.
No, I think I would want the ball in Stokes' hands or Johnson coming off doubles.
How many times have we seen Joachim try to back down Rob with no success? You know, eventually, as a player, you try to adapt, you know, adjust your game, but he's not able to do that, and it's those earlier possessions that are really affecting him now. He doesn't have any confidence trying to score with his back to the basket over Rob.
Johnson caught the ball and stepped on that sideline. Turnover number 22 for Hawaii. Here's Harris. Got into the middle, and a chance for three. Nice. There you see it out of Elias Harris.
Well, the recognition. He's got a big footer on him. Rositas trying to guard him on the elbow, and that's just an automatic catch and go. Don't settle for a jump shot, and that's where you see his athletic ability. Secondary defender comes over looking to draw the charge. Elias is one of those few guys who can make a play and get around a guy because he's so athletic.
But he's 0 for 3 from the free throw line, 8.7 rebounds on 4 of 11 shooting for Harris.
He's way under 50% for the year on the from the free throw line. That's something that the staff is going to have to address and get him to spend some extra time after practice.
Stokes short, rebound number 8 for Harris. They'll fix the free throw shooting. He's historically been a pretty good free throw shooter, just not into rhythm early.
Yeah, you see Stokes is starting to force things a little bit on that last shot. We had Johnson open in the corners. I think we have a
flagrant foul call.
He's tired of banging with Rob. Wants to get away from him.
Vander Joachim.
Joaquim's a nice player. Last year, led his team in rebounds, had 8 double-doubles. This is a kid that's going to have a great career for Hawaii, but you don't play against a guy like Rob Sacre every night.
And he just fouled out of the game.
He's not too happy out there either.
He's not happy at all.
But this is a great chance right now for Gonzaga's young guards to learn how to close out a game. You're up 10, 5 minutes left on the road. Granted, it's a neutral site. Their opponent is starting to get a little chippy. They're starting to get a little emotional. Let's see how you handle the situation and how it plays out. Well, this is big for them down the road.
This is how young teams grow. And I'm sure the coaching staff is telling these guys, hey, let's keep attacking, stay aggressive, let's be smart. I mean, this is where a veteran team, like you said, Dan, looks at the clock, sees the score, and says, all right, the next 2 minutes are critical. Let's ratchet it up defensively, let's get some easy looks, and put these guys away. A young team sometimes will relax, while a veteran team will actually ratchet things up a little bit. And that's part of the growing process for a young team.
Sacre missing 2 of his last 3 free throws now. 6 of 8 for the game, 14 points. And we've got an 11-point Gonzaga lead.
Hawaii goes into a zone. Let's see if Gonzaga can find those openings like they did against Washington State.
Bell into the paint. Lost the handle. Wiseman picks it up for Hawaii.
That's the handle, but it was the right idea. Attack that zone, dribble penetration, get the ball into the middle. Good things will happen when the zone collapses.
Miles trying to get by Stockton, hands off to Johnson. He drives, skips into the corner. 15 on the shot clock. Shaquille Stokes with it. Wiseman to the big fella who missed the dunk. Rositas. He's 7 feet tall. And now a foul called inside on Davis Rositas.
And that's a backbreaker if you're Hawaii. You make that, you get that bucket, you get back defensively, you get on the stop, all of a sudden you're back in this ball game. But you can't miss these chippies.
It would be a 9-point game. Miss the dunk, go down, create a foul that really is not necessary.
And you're fouling an 80% free throw shooter.
Good chance you're going to be down 13 now.
And Rob Sacre back at the free throw line, a career 82% free throw shooter.
That is very impressive for a big guy to shoot in the 80s.
Especially given the fact he shoots such a high volume of free throws. You know, it's not like the kid shooting, 33 of 38 over the course of the season. He's getting to the line and shooting a ton of shots.
They're looking for blood on someone's elbow. They're looking at Rob Sacre.
Well, we've talked about how Gonzaga does such a great job of putting foul pressure on teams. And that gets them to the free throw line. Well, the foul situation tonight is, with 4.5 minutes left, Gonzaga's only committed 4 fouls in the second half, 9 total fouls for the game. Hawaii has committed 25 fouls.
And I'm sure they're not going to be happy with all those calls, but the reality is that differential is accurate and just shows the different styles of these ball clubs. And that's where, and I'm a big proponent of size up front. You're not just having quality post players, but that size wears teams down. It just does. And you see that. You bring a guy in Sam Dower off the bench at 6'10", 245, 250 to replace a guy Rob at 7 foot, 270. You don't get a break out there up front if you're an opponent.
Bell knocks it away from Johnson. That went off of Johnson's head. And now another technical foul called on Gib Arnold, and that means he's going to the locker room. And now Arnold really upset. I have to admit, some of these whistles have been awfully quick. There was a warning given to the bench, and then a technical foul on Arnold, and now the second one, and all were pretty quick. He obviously said something. The official was standing right next to him.
Well, he's been working these officials hard all night. That entire bench is pretty vocal, and I think he's looking for a foul here. Thinks Johnson right there gets hit.
That's a good defensive play by Gary Bell. A lot of times coaches early in a game may get a technical foul on purpose to get the team going, to get them feeling like, hey, our coach is supporting us. He's going to fight for us on the sideline in talking to these refs. That one didn't look that way. Looks like he just frustrated, may have said something to the ref, and these refs have.
He said the wrong word.
The wrong word.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, officials...
That's my point. Isn't that kind of quick to throw a coach out the wrong word?
I disagree in this one sense. These guys this is a tough job. I mean, we talked about it off the air at half. It's about as tough a job as there is in sports being an official. And a lot of officials, good officials, will put up with just about anything. You can just grind them, you can talk to them, you can complain. But if you start using the wrong kind of language, guys they just don't tolerance for that, because from an official's perspective, there's a level of respect that I deserve. I'm out here trying to officiate the best game I can. If you start trying to degrade me or use certain kind of language, most guys have no patience for it.
But the ref, also, the best ones, walk away.
Thanks, Dan.
But if it's all game, I mean, at some point, if it's all game, this is 4 minutes left in the second half. It's not exactly, 4 minutes in the first half. This guy's been having the coach chirping in his ear for 36 minutes. At some point, enough is enough.
It should be pointed out, though, it was Pango shooting those free throws that time, not Rob Sacre. We have another personal foul call. And this is personal foul number 26 on Hawaii. And it puts Gary Bell Jr. at the free throw line with 4:01 to play, and Gonzaga leading it by 14.
Gary's really impressed me tonight as far as his growth from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. You're starting to really see some of the things that have gotten this Gonzaga staff so excited about having him join their program?
Well, I think the game is slowing down for him. He's starting to make some plays. Game's not moving nearly as quickly as it was against Eastern. And each game, as the competition's improved, I think looking at Hawaii, this is going to be a good ball club. And Gary's become more effective as the season's progressed. There's no doubt about it.
Here's Stokes by Harris. And there's Rob Zachary. He batted that ball back to Spokane, ladies and gentlemen. He's fired up to be home. 3:48 to play. Gonzaga leading it by 16. Hello, New York City. Goodbye, Vancouver. We'll be right back. This portion of the game brought to you by Numerica Credit Union. Open your Gozags checking account only at Numerica Credit Union. Details at banklikeabulldog.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Gonzaga starting to pull away a bit in this game. And guys, we look at the numbers, take the scoreboard out of the equation. They're out rebounding Gonzaga, but there's other numbers that are so glaring and obvious why Gonzaga's winning.
The foul difference, we've talked about a number of times, is ridiculous. 26 fouls on Hawaii, 9 for Gonzaga. But also, Hawaii has 22 turnovers to Gonzaga's 11. There's no way you're going to have a chance to win a game turning it over 22 times.
And Gonzaga has scored 30 points off those 22 turnovers. 30 points. Significant number. Johnson shot is off.
That's a crazy number. You know, you try to create those turnovers, but and look to capitalize, but you don't to capitalize at that rate, scoring over a point per turnover is really impressive. You don't see that very often.
Here's Stockton, and guys, been a lot of great bigs now come through this program in the last decade or better. Has there ever been a more disciplined big man than Rob Zachary? No fouls again tonight, not one.
It's remarkable he can play as physical as he does on the defensive end, and he doesn't foul.
Pangos lines it up and
that right there may be the dagger. Great patience offensively there. Kevin Pangos finds that open spot. Trigger's ready, knocks it down.
But when Rob Zachary can take a beating in a game like he has, we've seen it, maybe not tonight, but in other games.
Never loses his cool. Always
never has 3, 4, 5 fouls. I mean, it just seems like he's always down at 0 or 1, 2 at the most.
Well, one of the things that he does extremely well is he takes the scouting report that the coaches do a great job putting together. Strengths and weaknesses to different players, who he's going to be guarding. He takes that, studies it, realizes what do I need to do to be successful tonight, forcing my opponent into his weaknesses. We've seen it a number of times tonight, guarding Vander Joachim on the block. He has not allowed him to get into his strengths. You don't allow him to get into your strengths, you're not going to be put in foul pressure yourself.
It also helps to be the biggest and strongest guy on the floor of the team. Yeah, it helps a little bit.
No, I get that. But, I mean, discipline, fundamentally, the guy is as good as this program's had, I think. You're talking about getting position, creating fouls, putting your team in jeopardy with your big man fouling out of the game. And early in his career, they dealt with that. They just don't deal with that anymore.
It's quite a comment with some of the big guys that have come through. Yeah. Casey Calvary, Corey Violette, Ronny Turioff, but
Batista.
JP Batista. I think Richard that might Fox. Be the guy who would be the most efficient.
Yeah.
I don't know who this Richard Fox guy is that you're talking about.
I caught a whole lot more in a lot less minutes.
Fouls per minute rate was pretty high.
Bell left wide open again, missed it. Harris just threw Wiseman right to the floor.
Good call from the official. Elias didn't like it. But right now, most things going GU's way.
Time now to announce tonight's player of the game, presented by A to Z Rental. No job too big or too small. With 7 convenient locations, we rent everything. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player for all your rental needs. Tonight's player of the game is Rob Zachary. 16 points, 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 4 of 6 from the floor. Rob Zachary, our A to Z Rental player of the game. And he's doing it in front of a lot of friends and family. His high school basketball coach is here. His mom is here. Always nice to come home and play well. I got to be honest, though, it's a typical game for Rob.
This season, there's no doubt about it.
He started off with 2 double-doubles. He gets 1 more rebound tonight. That'd be 3 double-doubles to start the season off. That's pretty impressive.
Matisse Kaida about to check in. So is Modest Murninghoff and Mike Hart. Will be checking in for GU. There's Bell. 10 on the shot clock. A minute 28 to play. Angles. Bell again open three. That one's short. Sacre with the rebound. Hello, double-double.
I like that right there. Rob goes, gets the rebound, gets it to Gary. He pulls it back out.
Yeah, need some more clock. We haven't talked about it, but how about this second half almost exclusively David and Kevin manning that backcourt. They've done an excellent job. Having 2 point guards out there consistently really gives you a lot of advantages in different situations, and we've seen it here in the second half.
It's been a great learning experience in the second half of this team.
The guard position is sewed up at Gonzaga for a few years to come. And you've got to remember now, Kyle Dranginis, also a part of this class, is redshirting, and Coach Few really likes that kid's skills. This team is all of a sudden young but very deep at this position.
But they've upgraded their talent from where they were the last couple seasons. So you've given up some experience, but you've become a more talented ball club, particularly in that backcourt. And, you know, as a coach, you know, experience is an awfully valuable thing, but if you had to pick between one or the other, you're always going to go with talent first, and I think they finally have increased that talent in the backcourt.
If you have a young guy that is extremely talented, the experience catches up in a hurry because they're going to get minutes.
Exactly.
You look at Blake Stepp as a freshman.
Yes.
He got a lot of experience in a hurry.
There's Rob Sacre checking out. Oh, Canada. He was very excited to come home.
As he should be. What a
Grew up
wonderful
in
moment.
Vancouver, yeah.
And credit the coaching staff. You know, to organize this for Rob. I know that, you know, all the other Canadian kids, it's an opportunity for them to come up and play in their home country, but this is all about Rob tonight. And not only is it special for him, but he came in and had a double-double, played awfully well. So good for him. Couldn't happen to a better kid.
That shot way off by Stokes. Stokes not having the big second half that his team needed. Johnson's shot from the corner way off. He may make some threes, but his shot hasn't looked great to me tonight. Of course, they forced him into tough shots.
Gonzaga did a great job taking the scouting report on Zane Johnson and applying it.
4-12, not the kind of night he was looking to have. And it was a team defensive effort that got it done on both ends.
Well, Gonzaga gets to 3-0 to start this season. They defeat Hawaii 73-54. And now the season rolls on for GU. Guys, some quick thoughts. Like what you see?
Without a doubt. I think tonight was Gonzaga's best night for overall balance between front court and backcourt production.
Quickly, Richard.
I love the effort on the glass, foul pressure consistently on both ends. I think this team's going to continue to grow, continue to get better.
Gonzaga 3-0. They defeat Hawaii 73-54 north of the border in Vancouver, British Columbia. For Richard Fox, Dan Dicko, I'm Greg Heister. Good night from Vancouver.